Good evening, everybody. System Chalk here with the, I believe, 17th episode of our Librarian run, playing as the detective Ivan Vucetich. I'm a little foggy on where we left things. I believe we have read a copy, or we are currently reading a copy of De Bellis Murorum by Solipstos, and this has given us a little bit of an indication in terms of how we're going to wind up with a little bit more lore. Now, we're not completely out of the woods. There's something to be said about the overall level of the lore that I get. It may also be that it's all well and good for me to have knock, which is, it's a fairly easy one for me to subvert, but there are other considerations in terms of, what I want to do in the game. Relative to what I have access to, for lack of a better term. And I'll be honest, I'm not completely clear in terms of where I was in terms of the playthrough, so I'm going to take a second to review. I know this is a common thing, but it's been busy, so we'll take a quick look here and see what's going on the table. So we've got a Season of Ambitions, which means that I may need to make my location scarce. Rhaenyra has moved up in her own ascension. We're investigating, we are entering the wood, we are reading De Bellis Murorum. I'll read the text for that in a little bit. We're searching the city. I think that's because I was because I knew the Season of Ambitions was coming up, and we are charming with the cult business because cult business because we do want to get rid of the notoriety. I thought the weary detective... Oh, that's right. Hang on. The weary detective isn't around because Rhaenyra killed him. But with that in mind, it would be nice to avoid, the consequences for our misdeeds, or other people's misdeeds. So, De Bellis Murorum, an 18th century epic poem by the pseudonymous Solipstos. The poem elliptically describes a war between beasts, weather phenomena, and arcane concepts. It's quite specific about their tactics. Okay, so we picked up the notoriety I was hoping for. We've also got night terrors, progress, the constant clatter of closing doors, the damp stains on the station walls, the smell of boot polish and unwashed constables. All this narrows to a single crystalline truth. I have made progress and earned myself some overtime pay. So, happy to take the overtime pay. A little concerned about the night terrors, but we'll work with what we've got. I suppose one question now is there something that I want to try and do that's not an investigation, because now would be the time. I don't really have any good argument one way or the other, so let's lock in the work. And a hireling. So if I wanted to hire the entry consultant, that would give me more knock. Of course, the drawback is this is the one aspect that I don't really need help with. So we'll just leave that. We could move Neville up in the world, actually. We'll wait until the talk verb is finished, but... And then we should probably look into getting a commission from Poppy. Alright, what hungers drive us? And slowly my clenched fists relax. I'll slide back into sleep, but something will remain, like spiderwebs in the corner of the room. And optimism is the spice which saves. Okay, so let's start by moving Neville up. So Neville pauses before he speaks and flinches easily. He's sensitive to deeper matters. So I think I can just do this. Nope. I did need a little bit more. Fair enough. Let's have a chat with Poppy. Get him a commission from Poppy Lascelles. I am, Poppy says with girlish giggle, curious about, the arts of blood and ice. It's silly, but allow an old woman her whims. Will you help me? And Season of Vision's coming up, so nothing too terrible on that front. Alright, let's try the Temple of the Wheel and another Furtive Truth. So, a detail smuggled in from an adjacent narrative. Don't speak where where you may be overheard. In my sleep, I came to the high jagged rock, which is still called the Temple of the Wheel, though the hour called Wheel is long extinct. Another hand had scratched a secret in the black lantern on its flank. I burned that secret into my memory to preserve for waking, before the velvet came out of the velvet wood depths and erased it. The velvet is jealous of her secrets. Alright, I think we're doing okay as far as our scraps are concerned, so I think the time has come for us to go to the White Door instead. So, in my dreams I know the path to the White Door through the bounds, but the path is thronged with the dead who pass that whale. Wait, I'll need their health. Sorry, I will need health to resist their chill. Now, I believe I can use knock to go higher, but not this knock, because... Nope. Yes. No, I need a desire. Ah, interesting. The ascent is slow, winds from nowhere pluck at me, my skin is stained with light, the wood shivers with motion far below. There's not a whole lot that I'll get out of that, but this does answer a question I had. Here's what she needs. Okay, a very substantial winter commission. Poppy will pay for information of interest. This time she would like very substantial research on the corporal mysteries of winter. Okay, let's do... I'll maybe just verify that we have mistaken identity. I suspect we will, but I don't think it would hurt to double check. Right, the 2-1 joined, and the horned distinguished, consequently, blood. So here we've got Chiliarch's lesson. This is the bone deep story of the this is the bone deep story the thousand men learnt in antiquity of blood and its exits. To speak it aloud is to hear the sword hiss. Use this in a rite with a corpse and winter power, and the corpse will rise. So this isn't too bad. Now, an example of what I could do here. So study the lore which opens. There are incantations of unseeming, where the space between the worlds is as potent as actual syllables. When a thing is opened, we will know its nature. Any lore studied with knock becomes knock. So if I wanted, I could actually turn the Igavine Rite into something even higher. That may be an option that we choose. However, this does, given that there's edge in quite a few of the summons, this may not be a bad idea for me to hang on to. Either way, this has given us an example that we are capable of at least learning a few things from books, even with the limitation that we want to have a library full of everything. We've got a bold scheme, so we're going to wait before following up on the expedition. Better not. I must be careful of the company I keep. Alright, a rival's considering an expedition. My rival seeks tools and lore for their own ascension. I can probably get by without... like, it's going to take me a certain period of time to explore anyway. But I'd rather not risk the resource, so we'll set that aside. I won't use anybody to explore quite yet. But. Okay, season of suspicion coming up. So time, the sundial's shadow passes. I must have funds to live, or I will become ill. Now this will probably generate a mystique for my trouble. That means I should probably send Clovette or someone into the. Or probably Leo again, actually. Or, hang on. What is going on? No, we're speaking of esoteric matters. Yeah, so we should take one of my followers, which should actually be Leo, because of his higher level. Alright. I think we're definitely going to get sunk by the Season of Suspicion, then. The Stag Door, a ridged barrier of blood-streaked horn, huge enough for a ship to pass. It was broken long ago, and even now the scars are not quite healed. In a declivity beside the door rests a vast and wounded golden head. Its mouth would be large enough to swallow me, were its jaw not shattered, and then it is the name, Girby. It begins to intone its riddle. What must open before the way opens? Answer this riddle to pass the Stag Door and be accounted a no. So I suspect this means we're going to have to... We'll see. I think the Stag Door may be a bit of a bear. Either way, let's go to the White Door and see what we can pick up. And at this point, we should be able to follow up on the occult scraps. So seek out secret places in the city. There are places in the city where I can find extraordinary things if I can sift the clues out of history and rumor. So, no new leads for the investigation, which is usually how I'd like it. Still level 4. Okay. Let's, yeah. Probably should have thought through the talk, but... The funny thing about this is it's actually an indecisive result because it's a patron rather than a potential follower. Such is life. Okay, another season of ambition, so Rhaenyra may cause us some trouble again. I'm safe for now. The meddler's attention must be elsewhere. A relief. Alright, so that's what I get for being too, I don't know, unfocused. I don't know what the proper excuse is, but clearly I'm not thinking straight. Alright. I do kind of want to see what the end result of all of this is, so I am going to talk about the occult scrap again. And then we will get somebody to follow up on the investigation. Okay, so if I want another furtive truth, I can get that right away, but I'm not sure... I don't think that's quite what I need right now. So let's go to the Lodge of the Sage Knight. I got fascination for my trouble. Last night, in the billowing blue of the Lodge of the Sage Knight, I sat on velvet cushions and watched two dead contend with shining swords. They came with the place, said the woman who rules here now, the one who once called herself Gallagher. I was not the Sage Knight, if that's what you're wondering. He went higher in the Mansis long before I came here. My attention has drifted. The swords sparkle like falling water. The dead move like dancers. Okay, so I will want to get rid of that. Actually, the dread's not going to last that much longer, so perhaps we should use that now. I'll paint away the restlessness when the time comes. And we pretty much need to start this expedition right away. Which is a shame, because I was hoping I might be able to use Street Strange by Moonlight, but... Okay, the Forsaken Reach. Okay, so this is going to be another step to my rise. I have a feeling the Forsaken Reach is going to become a bit of a friend to me. But along the grey banks of the rotting river, the warehouses wait. Perhaps I have identified one where an unusual cargo was stored. You found all the expeditions in the capital, although you can find and visit the Reach several times. So, I made a few notes on this one. I haven't done it for all of the locations, but I have some ideas about what to expect. I believe Forge and Lantern. We don't have any Forge disciples yet, so we'll start with our Lantern gang. The law does not touch this decaying fringe of the city. The mud here has claimed many lives, and there will, no doubt, be some wretched criminals or other layering in the warehouse. Expeditions need at least one funds per obstacle. Followers will defeat obstacles. If you run out of funds or followers, the expedition ends. Okay, no new clues. We'll wait for a little bit on the work slot. Just so I can paint. Half glimpse wistfulness has touched me, so... I gotta be careful about my reputation and my fascination, so... I don't know, we'll do... I'll employ whatever... I think this is just gonna result in more mystique for me, if I'm completely honest, but... That's life. I don't like wasting an opportunity to make money. Alright, a season of ardors coming up. Okay, the doors of vision swing wide, a little darkness will mellow my light, even dread has its uses. I could spend money on better paints, or perhaps I could find more exotic pigments. Come with me. The air is curdled now. I'm home again in this lump in flesh. Better, perhaps. I think that's the text. Alright. Now I can approach the white door through the bounds. Now I can press my fingers to it, feel its chill, watch it swing open. As it opens, my mouth closes, tightens, heals over like a lost deformity. Around and about me is the cobalt light of the Mansis. And there's something special. This is something special. It may even provoke a reaction. Right, so it was the right call to avoid keeping the expedition exposed. We did make some money off of that, which is good. We did also earn some reputation, which is not so good. Too many things. Okay, let's not get fired. And here we go. We call upon the watchman who illuminates. The watchman will lend virtue to our lamps, and they will show us the perils to avoid. Probably. Now, if we add Slee, that's not quite enough. So perhaps it's better for me to deal with the upcoming challenge of the Watchers, and for that, we will want Moth Followers. Oops. There is a danger in doing that, but there's a danger in doing any expedition, so I'm accepting, I think, a reasonable risk here. Okay, Season of Suspicion, so I don't see any situation which we're able to get rid of the mystique. I think we'll just accept that we've got a new investigator after us. Some days are better than others. Sometimes the sky is nothing like a filthy sheet. Sometimes the river runs clear. And yeah, another case of mistaken identity. So we do not need to use that. Can you just give me a quick second here? There's one thing I wanted to double check in my... where was this? I'm curious. I'm gonna try something. God, I don't really do the romance options in this game that much, so I'm trying to think. Who, where? I feel like Cat Caro would be a Street Strange by Moonlight sort of thing. So there's the, you need to pick someone, you need to find the right location, and then you need to have compatibility. And that's the thing I'm curious about with the envelope. So let's see. Favor from authority. I have learnt something that will earn me a favor once only. This will preserve you or a follower from imprisonment, but it cannot be relied on. Last night, I dreamt of a blue silk pavilion overlooking the cloudy labyrinth of the Bounds. I listened to the mistress of this place speak of other visitors. The Suppression Bureau come here. Did you know that? I think they hope to recruit me as an ally, she snorts derisively. After what they tried to do to Christopher, but their folly is your fortune. I will tell you something that may help you, if the Bureau ever troubles you. I think we'd keep doing... I think we're going to do the same thing that we did with the wood. And we're mud-spattered and thorn-scratched, but we've made it through. Okay, well I'll add Porter. The expedition plans for the next challenge. It'll consume funds. I could add funds now, or I could send another follower. And my rival didn't succeed. Alright, more night terrors. Progress. The constant clatter of closing doors, the damp stains on the station walls, the smell of boot polish, and unwashed constables. All this narrows to a single crystalline truth. I've made progress and earned myself some overtime pay. So, let's keep at it. I think we can afford to move the Laura. We've got to be careful. We can't put it too close to Rhaenyra unless she steals it, but well, we can be a little more generous with space than that, but okay. Still going for the inspection. And I may want to do something to get contentment. Season of Suspicion coming up first, though, so I've got a little bit of breathing room. Wrong kind of attention. The city is rife with journalists and detectives and other meddlers. How long will they leave me in peace? And another season of ambitions. I'm very happy we don't have a super Rhaenyra to come after us. Slowly my clenched fists relax. I'll slide back into sleep, but something will remain, like spiderwebs in the corner of a room. Oh. I definitely should have been paying attention to the events. Okay. In last night's stream, I was in the Lodge of the Sage Knight behind the White Door. It is difficult to remember exactly how I came there, and the mistress of this place, the woman with the dark glasses, was nodding as if I had asked her a difficult question. Of course I hadn't. I lost my speech when I passed the White Door. How is it I can speak, she said to me. I didn't come here through the White Door. I'm not proud of what I did to come here, so let me tell you about something else. Okay, so, first of all, against the Watchers, a powerful deception. Look closer. Closer still. Closer. Keep looking. Closer. Now close your eyes. So we'll add Yuzabet. This is actually just adding another body in case things go awry, because Porter is at 2 wounds already. That would be spectacularly bad luck if Porter was not only the one to get... so first of all, if we lost, and on top of getting lost, it was Porter to get lost. And amazingly, it was the third one was a knock wound as well. I mean, it can happen, but it's not the sort of thing, you know, like I prefer not to be in this situation, but it's the sort of thing that if I'm building a playthrough around avoiding that incident, like I may as well stop playing. Like you can't protect against everything. I could be using Leo to improve our reputation at this point, so... Not everyone is sympathetic to our aims, but if we have problems with our reputation, our disciple can probably smooth them over. The Watchers' victory! They are more cunning and more numerous than we'd expected. This will end in blood for us. If it's Porter, I am gonna freak out. Nobody's been down, so... And... Alright, a cautious scheme. So this may still advance Rhaenyra. We would need to be careful about that. But here is another who would ascend before me. We always have the option of locking up a rival if that happens, but... Okay, no restlessness for us. Forgotten Chronicle. A story of a city without a gate, of a queen who was not born, of a war which was not fought. Last night I visited the Lodge of the Sage Knight. My hostess manifested as an elegant woman with fashionably short hair and dark glasses. No, she admits, I don't need them any more than I need eyes. Allow me my sentimentalities. But you've come for knowledge, I expect. Here's a story I heard in my Carisham days. You're welcome to it, only remember me if you come to make the pilgrimage. So that's, obviously we know that's not, that's not the stag door riddle that we want. The librarian run is considerably easier if we do if we have a secret histories riddle, but you don't want to build something around the easy path. Okay, I'll add the funds again, just in case. Rival is at their business in the shadows. They're still in hiding. What exactly are they up to? So I'm going to get hit by this dread. I didn't really plan that out as well as I could have. I suppose I can go to the Ecdysis Club to clear it, but... Alright, more progress. I sound so unhappy about it. You know what? Let's... I'm actually going to do a more mystique-oriented painting. I don't think it's going to help me with the dread. I think that's going to get, yeah, scooped up as soon as... Oh, I got to think about what I want to put in there. Let's do a portrait of Slee. Optimism is the spice which saves. Not everyone is sympathetic to our aims, but if we have problems with our reputation, our disciple can probably smooth them over. In the Watcher's confusion, their bewilderment is our opportunity. We'll pass in silent secrecy. Yeah, we won't spend money on paint, but this one we may actually get a staleness out of, so I may do a second painting with passion. Okay. Glimmering's not that important. I recall my dream. This was the Lodge of Blue Silk, flapping in the winds of the bounds at the Mansus edge, and here was its mistress, who welcomed me as she welcomes all travelers. Company's nice, she confided, but I still miss my Christopher. 10 years. 10 years and not enough, but we could not have been long together, not without touching each other, and you know what occurs when a man long lies with a long woman. Or perhaps you don't. I hope you don't. I won't tell you, just in case. I'll give you a tiny gift. Okay, another white door, heart. Oh, that's interesting. There we go. Treasures lie before us. Our expedition plans for the next challenge. It'll consume funds. I can add funds now, or I could send another follower. And my rival has been up to some kind of mischief. The Suppression Bureau may take note. Well, as long as it was mischief and not something that gets me arrested. And we'll get 6, so I should probably be careful about the health. No staleness. Interesting. Okay, that definitely could have gone worse. Let's go here. I do need to find some way of getting that contentment. Good lord, another season of ambitions. A delayed delivery, a barred door, a cramped space, a hidden cargo. I think I may visit the Ecdysis Club for the contentment. Last night I visited the Lodge of Blue Silk. Sorry, the Lodge of the Sage Knight. My hostess manifested as an elegant woman with fashionably short hair and dark glasses. No, she admits, I don't need them anymore, any more than I need eyes. Allow me my sentimentalities. But you've come for knowledge, I expect. Here's a story I heard in my Kerisham days. You're welcome to it, only remember me if you come to make the pilgrimage. So we're up a couple Forgotten Chronicles. It'd be nice if we had, obviously if we had more lore, we could feel a bit more comfortable about our, we could feel a little more comfortable about our expeditions. But Streets Strange by Moonlight are gonna help out with that, so. Alright, the Watchers here were guarding crates sealed with thief-signed ribbons. This was not a lawful operation. The owners of the cargo may not be pleased with our meddling. So we have martensite paste. The Sacred Chrism of the Sword. Also an attractive silver green. Another pair of stained gloves. Okay. Option to sell. So, before I go any further, let's... I think I'll send Heart Followers searching the city first. No one understands us, or else they understand us too well. I'll send Leo out one more time. My investigation has turned up no new leads. Again, I'm not sure if success is what provokes the night terrors, but not succeeding is not the worst outcome. This illness has damaged my health. I will need to rest before I'm fully recovered. So I'm curious to see what Rhaenyra gets up to. She's going to try and scoop up one of our locations, so it's good that we're holding off in for the explore verb. In last night's dream, I was in the Lodge of the Sage Knight behind the White Door. It's difficult to remember exactly how I came here, and the mistress of this place, the woman with the dark glasses, was nodding as if I had asked her a difficult question. Of course I hadn't. I lost my speech when I passed the White Door. How is it that I can speak, she said to me. I didn't come here through the White Door. I'm not proud of what I did to come here, so let me tell you about something else. Okay. There's the vitality that I wanted, so we can clear that out right away. All I need now is time. Alright, that's definitely an outcome I was looking for. Course of the Heart, and we'll get Dorothy to explore again. Progress, the constant clatter of closing doors, damp stains on the station walls, the smell of boot polish and unwashed constables. All this narrows to a single crystalline truth. I've made progress and earned myself some overtime pay. More hirelings. Not quite what I'm looking for. Optimism is the spice which saves. That's great news, actually. Let's get... I think we're gonna get Leo to keep working on... actually, no, they've eaten up all the mystique already, so there's no point in doing that. Heart pumps more strongly today. So yeah, we'll wait on the talk for a little bit. There are some things that I can do later. Close and stale, time to get up. And despair pads close at my heels. The world is leached of light. And Wakefield. There's always someone who doesn't understand or who understands too well. This troublemaker may seek evidence on my activities to share with the authorities. Zachary Wakefield, a melancholy but remorseless inspector of police. He has recently been seconded to the Suppression Bureau. So he's a hunter, meticulous, grim, and mortal. So in a pinch, we might be able to try something with Chiliarch's lesson, but that would not be the smartest thing for me to do right now. But yeah, I definitely need to smarten up as far as the dread is concerned. think... well, this may provoke a fascination at a time when I can't afford it, but I do prefer the idea of earning some contentment. The entrance is lost beneath soft drapes of crimson cinnabar and in cardine. Above the door, the club motto, Ingi rum imus noc et teat consumimur igni. It has been rendered as, into the night circle we fly, until the fire enjoys us. The drinks, the songs, the light, the arcing walls, the smoke, the smoke blue haze, the press and sway of clothed and unclothed flesh. So we're doing all right for contentment now. I've purchased pleasure, I reel home in the ungodly hours and collapse into bed. Let's send Dorothy out to see the sights. Okay. Can't seem to get street strange by moonlight. All that I am is here. Okay. Last night I dreamed of a blue silk pavilion overlooking the cloudy labyrinth of the Bounds. I listened to the mistress of this place speak of other visitors. The Suppression Bureau come here. Did you know that? I think they hope to recruit me as an ally, she snorts derisively, after what they tried to do to Christopher. Their folly is your fortune. I'll tell you something that may help you, should the Bureau ever trouble you. So I'm actually getting close to another late episode again. I did lose track of time, but let's just take a second here to make sure everything is wrapped up. I am going to queue up the white door next. We may get a fascination off of the painting. Obviously I'm not hiring anybody quite yet, and I don't want to talk to anyone. But yeah, so we did get a book that we already had from the from the Forsaken Reach. I should actually probably queue up for that again, but yeah, we're really just up the one lore because of the book that we got from the last place. But I am still reasonably confident that there are a few things I can pick up with what I've got on the board here. It's going to take some effort, but once my mood gets sorted out, I think I'll be okay. Anyways, I will pursue all of this later on in the week. Thank you everybody for watching. I will be back Wednesday for another episode, although I may still be a little foggy because I'm probably going to record the later part of the week's episodes at a later time. It's quite late already, so. But we'll sort it out. Again, thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.